Alrighty. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to the first iteration of the Winter Osu Mania Grand Slam 2025. I am your current host, Antof, and joining me is Patrage. You want to say something?
Well, hi, it is currently 4 a.m. here, and I am commentating still. I am still awake. And apparently, there's also Codex upstairs. I hope he's still awake because otherwise, I'm going to wake him up. Because this is, yes, indeed, the Winter Osimania Grand Slam tournament. And this is the qualifiers. Do you wanna explain how the qualifiers are exactly going to take place?
Of course. So, unlike other tournaments, we're only going to have four stages for the qualifiers. Our first stage is going to be something really rice heavy. I think you guys want to have your stamina ready for it. This is going to be the challenge. This stage will basically purge out a lot of people. So I hope that everybody is ready for that. Stage two, you know a little bit more about that, so maybe you want to talk about it.
Yeah, stage two is gonna be much harder than the stage number one, and it's gonna be also less straightforward, more technical, and you're gonna see it packs a punch. Going into stage number three, you're gonna see some of the most hated skill sets, especially from newer players who haven't played any tournaments before. Long notes. Oh boy, the long notes. There are plenty of them in that stage. They are almost like exclusively on the long notes. You'll see that like it demands a lot of coordination. And stage number four, I'll let you explain it.
Stage number four, I'm just gonna straight out Joe skill and say it is my favorite stage of this tournament. I think you're gonna love it. There's a little surprise in there that I don't think we're gonna say just now. So you would just have to see. This stage features mostly, you can say it's a hybrid, but it features a lot of difficult patterns that are not only difficult, but they are fun to play. And I really hope you guys enjoy the stage as much as I did. Because our caster here, Patrick, really took his time to do this map, and I really enjoy it, and I hope you guys can enjoy it as well.
Wow, I can't believe you just spoiled the map. Anyways, let's go into the stage number one, shall we? So right here is our first stage. It's gonna be Akogare, rather, in actual Japanese accents, mapped by none other than by this guys. This guys is a mapper that is renowned for technical patterns, but here this map is gonna be less technical than his typical, I guess, technical approaches. But it's still gonna be fairly technical. But this stage number one is the most straightforward of them all. Very jump streamy, with a little bit of bones to throw around here. Do you have anything to comment on this?
Yeah, I was gonna say people need to be very wary of their accuracy with this map. This map has a little bit of intricate patterns that are not as comfortable for some players. So they're really gonna need to have that coordination ready to go. As you can see, it's straightforward, as you said, but with the trills, the one-handed trills, and this, for example, yeah, you're gonna have a hard time if you don't know how to coordinate your hands really well. Also,
Yeah,
something to mention: the burst here can really get you by surprise. That coupled with the mini jacks, it can be a problem. So definitely, you gotta watch out for that.
yeah, 175 BPM is like fairly lenient in terms of physicality, so it's especially gonna be a job of keeping your consistency in place. It's also 3 minutes and 46 seconds long, so it's gonna take a lot of mental stamina, especially to keep your combo alive, because as you break your combo, your score is also gonna get lower, and the goal of the qualifiers is to get the highest score possible.
I do want to mention that this qualifier is gonna be played twice per map. So you're gonna have a chance. If you didn't do well at the first play, you can redeem yourself in the second. Something to know about this map, it might seem easy, it might feel easy, but I just want you guys to know that this can really mess you up. If you do not keep your concentration up, you can easily break combo.
Yeah, this part especially is a little bit mind blockable. Like some of the repetition in this part in particular might catch some people off guard, and yeah, you might. Yeah, this entire map is like not autopilotable by any means. Yeah, this part, for example, I choked on this once when playtesting this, and yeah, that kind of hurts when you're missing. And you see throughout this map, there's also some mini jacks in there. Those split trails that you just saw are pretty brutal. A tiny spike in the grand scheme of things, but a spike nonetheless. The mini jacks are also pretty chokeable, I want to say.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the most. I'd say that is one of the parts of this map that will test like your mental stamina, as you said, because you can really just tune out while playing this map. That's what makes it difficult.
Yeah, I think among all of the four stages, this is the easiest of them all. I think compared to the rounds that we have pulled right now, this places between round of 16 and quarterfinals.
Definitely. All right, so we're gonna go to the second stage. The second stage is gonna be Shark River by Gilher Messiah. This map, as you mentioned, is gonna be the most brutal one for our players. If you don't have the stamina, you don't have the speed, maybe this is why I say you're probably gonna get purged. Because this is a real test for our players.
Yeah, if anyone knows the name of Gerhard Messiat, you know that some of his technical maps really pack a punch, like for example Sprite or Tribal or Water Elemental, which got loved recently. This one is easier than Water Elemental, but still harder than Sprite or um, Tribal. And by a fair amount. Like this clocks in between semifinals and finals difficulty, I want to say. And there's a lot of bursts, very difficult, like swing, mini jack, hard to control and hard to hack as well.
Yeah, definitely. Something worth noting, as you said, that I don't think people, I think people will overlook, as you said, the bursts are definitely where you're going to be choking on. So that is something to really be looking out for. I remember when I was ranking Tribal. Tribal is can't compare it at the tech level, but definitely this is way difficult. This is way more difficult than Tribal or even Sprite.
Yeah, honestly, like you see the star rating, you see 4.18, you tell yourself, yeah, it's gonna be fine. I've played some 5 stars, I've even played some 6 stars. What is a 4.18 star gonna do to me? No, this feels like a 5.5 star to be honest.
Definitely, like SR in this case, this is really, really deceiving. I wouldn't count on it. And I definitely, this is just a heads up for everybody. I would definitely practice this map. This map will be your priority in the tournament.
Yeah, like when practicing this map, I would focus on, I guess, damage controlling your combo as much as possible because I think for most people, this is not even going to be a question. You're going to break combo, but how many times you're going to break combo is going to have a huge play on your score overall.
Definitely. And once again, I just want to remind everybody that we are gonna play through the qualifiers twice in each lobby. So do not fret if you do bad in your first playthrough.
Yeah, this ending really packs a punch. Like the ending to me is the most difficult part of the map, but some people might find the beginning of the map, well, the first drop of the map rather, more difficult than the last one. It kind of depends on your skill sets. Some people might also find the stream section in the middle more difficult than anything else.
Definitely something that we didn't mention. The amount of stamina that you're gonna burn through this map is a lot.
Yeah, well, for stage number 3, it's gonna be something way less physical, but way more coordination demanding. It's gonna be long notes brought to you by none other by the legendary Juan Cristal.
Yeah, definitely. We had to get Juan in for this tournament. We had to get his long notes. I will confess myself, I didn't play this map as much as I would like to say. So I'm not as
Yeah,
proficient as I like to say, but definitely this is Juan Lens. If you've ever played a Juan mob, you know what I'm talking about.
yeah, this is like pretty typical Juan, I guess, quote unquote, low level coordination. But to someone who hasn't played Ellens at all in tournament situation, any long note map coming from Juan is gonna be difficult. If you ever played like other maps like Haunted Town or I guess a Challenger, some other maps, Shotgun Senorita, for example, those maps might be easy to some like top level players, but this is not this is not a tournament where top players are competing. You have to, like we know that there are people who have never played longness before, so we kind of kept it fairly manageable, but still pretty challengeable. Um, I think in terms of scoring, do not be afraid if this completely melts your brain out from the get-go. Just start with easier long note maps and work your way up to be able to handle this. Because the coordination required, like the overlap between the long notes and the next note coming after it, is going to trip your brain up if you're not used to it. Like the chorus especially has a lot of those staggers and also releases that are not synced to any notes afterwards. And this guitar solo is also pretty demanding with some rhythm switches, some 1/3 and so on. Goes pretty interestingly in terms of dynamic, and I want to say the difficulty of this map is very progressive. It starts fairly manageable, easy, and the last chorus by far is going to be the most chokeable, the hardest one to handle by far.
Thing that I'm seeing with this map is that there's a big amount of shields. So if you don't know how to play shields, I definitely get a hold of that. Something that could work out for you. Maybe if you play any other one map, Sligo is a really good map that you can try for this one. It's maybe a little bit more difficult than this, but if you have Sligo down, then you definitely have this one in the bag.
Yeah, like the anchory structure of Juan's mapping here, like especially like you can see in the chorus, there's like funny trills and so on. And here you see all of the anchors. The anchors are especially coordination demanding, especially when you go back and forth between pressing the same note and holding that same note afterwards. It takes a lot of brain power. And this 996K here is done by Logan. Do not expect to perform that score. This is an insane score.
Yeah, this map is definitely one to be on the lookout. But now we're gonna head to my favorite stage, stage 4. Oh my god, you have no idea how much I love this stage. This stage is by your server here. Patrick, is this really? I don't know what to say. This is one of the coolest hybrids I've ever seen for a tournament.
Yeah,
I do
like
want to say this map is not easy. It's really not.
yeah, there's that speed as well. Like it has everything.
Yep,
It literally has everything.
definitely. And something that you maybe guys want to check out for this map is try to full combo it. That should be your goal.
Yeah, it's both easier than stage 2. Like Gil's map is like really hard, and the physicality on this is lower. And in terms of Ellen coordination, this is also less demanding than Juan's map that you just saw before. But the mix of both might be harder for some people to coordinate because it does this going back and forth between LNs and, for example, here vocal dump. And the vocal dump is actually not straightforward. And here you're gonna see the most evil thing I've ever done: the right hand, the five long jack. People, playtesters have complained about it. I'm just leaving it.
Not gonna lie, I was able to get a full combo sight read of this, so I'm pretty happy about it. I'm just gonna say it, you need to practice this. You will really need to practice this. But aside from that, I hope you guys can appreciate the effort that was put into this map. This is an amazing Jackie section coupled with DLNs. DLNs are not that difficult since they're pretty much every one of them is in like on a 1-1 release, so it shouldn't be that hard as well. The only thing to look out for in this part of the section will be the burst. The burst and the jacks will literally eat up your accuracy. That's why I said you maybe want to focus on mostly getting a full combo on this. Because the accuracy on this can be a little bit unforgiving if that's not your forte, but this map is one that's definitely worth practicing as well.
Yeah, like speaking of accuracy, this one is OD7 compared to other maps, so it might be a little more forgiving in terms of accuracy. But as you mentioned, keeping combo is going to be fairly important in this map because it's like really easy to break combo on this map, especially given the dynamic between the jacks, the bursts, and just literally everything that goes on this map.
Yeah, definitely. And again, every single map in this pool, this qualifier pool, should be practiced. But I think you can have like an easier time, maybe with the, let's say, with the first stage, maybe with the one stage as well. If you have like a little bit more proficiency on a lens, that is something that's worth mentioning, and also something that you guys might want to look out for is that I want to announce this right now. We maybe for our high ranking players, I'm gonna have a like little fun side events. Maybe we're gonna do some staff versus player matches that we can there's gonna be prizes and whatnot. So yeah, for our high ranking players, I just want that little treat for you guys. And yeah, this is gonna be all for today. Thank you for tuning in. It's gonna be only 4 stages. We will be uploading that map pack really soon. And pretty much, if you have any feedback, remember to join the Discord server if you're not in there. And there's a channel dedicated to the map pool feedback. So, in any case, anything that you think might be worth updating or something that you want to mention, please go ahead and do it.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you in the Discord and then afterwards training, sharing your scores if you want to, and just more details to come in the Discord for signing up to those qualifier lobbies. By the way, stay tuned.
Okay, thank you so much for coming. And this will be all for us. Thank you.
Bye bye.